Greetings, my fellow brothers and sisters. I feel like sharing something important as we get closer to the 29 May general election. Do you know that the South African first general election was saved by a Kenyan known as Washington Okumu, the accidental mediator? What is sometimes forgotten about the 26 to 29 April 1994 vote that installed the African National Congress government in South Africa is that, until the last minute, it looked like violence would consume the voting process. An 11-hour agreement on 19 April 1994, just a week before the election date, brought Inkatha Freedom Party into the contest. Inkatha had been boycotting the process and challenging the ANC in violent street protests. The peaceful election brought enormous relief to the country and the world. A Kenyan, Washington Okumu, alternatively described as a professor or a diplomat, was credited with the negotiations, but few observers knew who he was. The USA ambassador to South Africa in 1994, Princeton Layman, reflected on Okumu's mysterious appearance in his memoir. It is still not clear who invited Okumu to the mediation. Perhaps the OAU, Organization of African Unity. Perhaps Inkatha. In the end, no one cared. His is a remarkable story. He found his way to Pretoria through the efforts of the Christian conservatives, who expressed moral reservation about South Africa's post-apartheid interim constitution. Their effort got him into an international mediation team that could have suggested a revision to it. The constitution went unchanged, but Okumu became essential to South Africa's first democratic election. Okumu made his way to Pretoria in April 1994 because of his long connection to American and Britain's bankers. It seems he became an asset to the CIA, the American spy agency, when he was studying at Harvard in 1950s. Returning to Kenya, he took work as a civil servant. He was in prison in 1968 on corruption charges. In prison, he became a Christian. In 1971, American and British supporters found him a mid-level position at the UN Industrial Development Organization in Vienna. This is as close as he ever came to serving as a diplomat. While he was working for the UN, he began attending the National Prayers Breakfast in Washington, D.C., then organized by a private Christian network known as the Fellowship. Its annual meeting functioned as a conservative side channel to USA foreign relations. The Fellowship was seeking to protect South African from communist influences, which meant supporting the apartheid government. Mangosuthu Buthelezi, the leader of the KwaZulu-Natal homelands in South Africa, who founded Inkatha as a cultural organization in 1975, also attended. Okumu said they became friends there. This is part one of the segment that I want to share. If you find this information interesting, go to the comment section and indicate that continue sharing more, and I will do so. And also subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any crucial information that I'm going to share and share with everybody who becomes part of the family as we get closer to the election date. Thank you for watching and take care. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you again.
It took a while for the message to sink, but the fact that he could make it at that time is a mark of very rare leadership, because we had a lot of debate internally.
But peaceful coexistence between the opposing political camps was slow in the making. Despite constant appeals by political leaders, at grassroots level the violence continued, even after 1994, when the new democratic dispensation was already in place. At their first meeting in Durban, a year after Mandela's release, the ANC and the IFP expressed their commitment to political tolerance and called on the security forces to play an effective peacekeeping role. The IFP was also initially opposed to parts of the proposed South African constitution and campaigned for an autonomous and sovereign Zulu king. At the 11th hour, a deal was brokered on international mediation for the IFP's demands, and the party agreed to take part in the 1994 election. But it was never honoured. Disagreement over political issues hasn't eroded the mutual respect which exists between Mandela and Buthelezi.
He was the leader of the whole process of reconciliation between races in this country, not only between black and black, but also between black and white.
And many agree Mandela's efforts provided impetus for a lasting peace process in the province.